My name is Melissa Herrera. I go by Missy, that's my nickname. Live in Berlin, Ohio, and what else do you want me to say?
Just whatever you want to be known for. You're
Oh,
introducing
gosh.
yourself to your audience.
Okay, well, I'm a writer, columnist, and I've lived in Holmes County my whole life. 3 kids.
What would you say are some of your most used medias?
My most used medias, now you're talking like social media or any type of...
Social media, any kind of media, like a novel or an author in particular, just like any, like a movie or like a scene from a movie, just like any type of media.
Wow.
I know it's kind of broad.
It's broad, but that's okay. I use a lot of social media. Twitter would probably be the one that I use the most. Although when I'm writing, I find that when I'm writing my column, I use a lot of scenes from movies as inspiration. They come to me because I'm just a movie enthusiast. Probably, I would say movies and Twitter, if that's a weird combination, but movies opened up a world of imagination and so many different things that I can't even describe. I mean, a lot of people have no use for movies. They think that they're a waste of time or whatever, but for me, it has always allowed me to be more creative, and oftentimes when I watch a certain type of movie, I get inspired to go write something different or have an idea for a book or something like that. I have so many ideas written down on my phone. But Twitter is, for my creativity, is just out of this world. Sometimes I need to get off of it, and I should get off of it more. It inspires me. It does. It can be ugly on there too, but it does inspire me to find and connect with people that lift me up, help me to envision what I never would have envisioned had I not been on there and just maybe reading a magazine. Now, I just had my 10-year Twitterversary the other day. I find it so creative. It's a small, condensed space that you can really think about your words and use them effectively. I have so many people on Twitter that are daily parts of my life. There are several ladies on Twitter that I follow that are writers. My daughter would be one of them. But there are some of them that have inspired me to be more outspoken, not be afraid of what thought I'm trying to convey. If I had to say something, it would probably be Rachel Held Evans. It's probably been a series of things that she has spoken about on different topics that are necessarily, maybe in our area, they're taboo to talk about. So she talks about abortion, she talks about evangelicals, she talks about different things like that. And honest to gosh, she doesn't ever back down. And everything she says makes sense to me. But she has inspired me to be more, not open, but like firm in what I believe and being able to own it. Because that's hard. I think so often that we feel silenced, that we feel afraid of what our own communities will say. Growing up in a conservative community, a little bit at a time, I've tried to chip away at certain topics. I might come at it from a different angle, and all of a sudden I'm talking about it, but I'm not talking about it, but they know what I mean. And so that might be kind of passive aggressive, but I think for the community I'm in, I think that it's working or helping or getting people to see. I get stopped a lot by unexpected people like Amish people, conservative ladies that tell me they read me. And I'm like, okay, if you're reading me, you're hearing what I have to say about certain topics. And for that, I'm glad. So I'm hoping that they see that I'm not afraid to say what I feel, but say it in a not politically correct way, but maybe a way that is kind, a way that's not like all the shouting is that you see in the news in different places. I would say whatever comes to your head, write it down. Even if it's a fragment, even if it's a line from a movie, a quote you find online. Take it, compile it, and just write. And don't worry about having your grammar right. Don't worry about having all that just right. Sit on your bottom and write. Oftentimes we think that we can't do something till everything is just right, till our lives are just right, till we have enough money, till we have the right computer. I would say no. Take a tablet and sit down and write it. Write it in your notes on your phone. I've written entire columns in my notes on my phone. Just do it. And that sounds so cliche, but if you have an idea, don't wait, because you know what? You can become 70 years old and you didn't do any of the things that you said you were going to do. So I find myself now at 50 being glad that I've been writing professionally now for, I want to say 12 years, and I love it. I love it so much. And just don't give up, because you can get to where you want to go. You can write that screenplay. You can write that book. And I'm telling this to myself too, because I wrote a book and it's still not published, but I'm persisting in getting it edited and getting it out there. So, yeah, that would be my advice.